Hey, we are live. We are live. We are live. Anthony Cacace, James Dickens. What's up? What's up? What's up? As soon as you guys get in, I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. Just check in the comments if you guys can hear me loud and clear. All right, but we are live. Um, Sorry getting on a little late. All right, I wanted to get on a little earlier, but we are here to cover the main event, and then shortly after we're going to be on live again to cover the entire um, Arnold Barbosa and Kenneth Sims Jr. fight. All right. So as soon as you guys get in, check in, please smash the like button. All right. Let's just wait for a few more people to come up. Main event is coming up on probably in a couple minutes. The co-main event just ended. What's up, Philly Trees? You hear me clear? You guys hear me clear? Let me know in the comments if you guys can hear me loud and clear. What's up, Rory? What's going on? Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's just wait for a few more people to come in. I can give you guys a quick breakdown. Well, it's not enough time to give you a breakdown. But we'll talk about, I guess a few more people to come in. I guess I'll let you guys know where I'm going for the main event right before it starts. I was trying to get on a little bit early. I was having some technical issues, changing some things around here on the camera and my setup. Oh, Mark, what up? I just realized that was you. Okay. Was good. Was good. That's my cousin right there. Yeah. So, main event coming up in a few minutes. Uh, I was thinking long for a minute. I really didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of film study on this main event. Um, Normally I would just tell you, I think Anthony Cacace is going to win this fight based on how he performed in his most recent fights, right? Um, I think I don't know. I just think he should be the favorite to win by stoppage. The thing is, he's been out for a year. He had a back injury, and he has been out of the ring for a year because of that. Not only that, but I haven't seen him fight any southpaws at the high level. All these guys he's beating recently, Lee Wood, Joe Cardina, Josh Warrington, they're not like Jazz or Dickens. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little bit. Those are the two things that made me like, all right, Kakachi. He's been in there for a long time. He's 37 years old. He's coming off a serious injury. He hasn't been in the ring in a year, coming off that injury, and he's fighting the southpaw. I'm not really sure, but to be honest, I didn't want to overthink it. I think Jazz Dickens is definitely, if you got him pulling off the upset win, I feel you. I think there's reasons to believe that he's coming off some good wins. He has losses. Got about 5 losses. He's just stopping 4 of them. I just gotta go with Anthony Kakachi. And I think there's things that Dickens can do that can throw him off. You know what I mean? Like, I think the movement, him being a southpaw, if he can try to ambush, if he could be in and out, if he can try to ambush Kakachi at times, keep him on a back foot type of thing, don't sit there and trade for him with him for too long. I think he can have some success, but in order for him to win the fight, he would have to be good for too long. You know what I mean? He would have to be consistent, and I can't see him uh just continuously being better, you know. I know he had some good wins, like he beat Zelfa Barrett, and that was a good win. And I know he was the underdog of that fight. But he again, it was off the strength that he beat Jordan Gill, who, wasn't really fully proven at the time. I think at the time people were hyping up that win a little bit too much. And then the Zelfa Barrett win got overhyped a little bit because he was coming off that good win. And when, you know, Dickens beat him, it seemed like it was a huge win. And it was an upset win. But at the same time, I'm like, what Kakachi's been doing for me, I think he's been this a little, his wins have been better. But styles make fights, and he is fighting a southpaw. And jazz are going to be a little tricky in there and everything. I see that, but I can't rate him better than the guys. In my opinion, and I know he beat Lee Wood years back. In my opinion, I can't really rate him better than those. I think he's on a level of those guys that Kakachi just finished beating. You know, obviously Josh Warrington to me did the best out of those last three wins. Um, but at the end of the day, I gotta go with Kakachi just based on what I've seen him do consistently recently. All right. But I was thinking, like, if he catches Kakachi on a good night, and tonight would be a good night because he's inactive, again, coming off the injury and everything. I gotta keep stressing that. And he's fighting a southpaw. I can see how Dickens could win the fight. I can see him pulling off the upset. And I thought about it. I was thinking because I placed my money on it. I got Kakachi by stoppage. I was either going with Kakachi by stoppage or Dickens on a money line, right? Straight up. Because I was also thinking, like, I don't think he would stop Kakachi. But what if it is a situation where, Kakachi kind of re-injures his back, or if something happens that we're not expecting and they have to stop the fight because of it? I can see that, so I was like, I don't want to go with a decision or a decision or a knockout because I really don't know. So I was like, all right, Jazza on a money line just in case he pulls off the upset and Kakachi is not the same, or Kakachi just stopping him at some point. Like Dickens has been stopped most and majority of his losses. You know what I mean? So I had to go. I'm going with Kakachi. If he loses, if he pulls off the upset, cool. It is what it is. But I got to go with the guy that's been a little bit more consistent. And even for stylistically, Dickens got to be good for a whole 12 rounds, in my opinion, for a whole 12 rounds. And I'm like, I could see him winning rounds. And, it's kind of like the Sosa fight, right? It was a competitive fight with Dickens and Sosa. And then out of nowhere, Sosa just landed a huge monstrous punch that put him out. And I'm like, man, nah, I can't go with it, man. I can't. Um, yeah. Bill said he won some bread on that last performance. Yeah. I was watching a little bit about I was watching a little bit of that too earlier. But yeah, the fight is about to begin. We still waiting. The co-main event just ended with Pierce O'Leary. He destroyed uh Matthew Hughes. He destroyed him from first all the way to, he stopped him after, I don't know, probably it was like 5 rounds, but it wasn't even competitive. He walked right through him. I said Maxie Hughes destroyed him. Um, so we're just waiting for the main event. And again, I tried to get on a little earlier, but I had some technical difficulties in here with I've been changing a lot of things around in here. I got me a new camera. And I just was having some issues with the computers and all that. All right, but yeah, and then right after this, probably take like an hour break, and then we're gonna get right back on and cover the other card that's gonna be on tonight with Arnold Barbosa and Kenneth Sims Jr., which is another fight where I've been like, yo, I've been these two fights, and I'm talking about the two main events specifically. These two fights are like, I really don't know because I don't know who's gonna really show up in the Sims Jr. fight. I seen Sims at the weigh-in. I didn't like the way he looked. You know what I mean? And I don't want to judge it off of that, but I was like, I don't know. Like he boxes good. I think with that fight, and I didn't place my bet yet. I think with that fight, it depends how slow the pacing of the fight is. If the fight is a slow pacing fight where they're both waiting the counter, no one is really pushing the action, right? And I can see it being a somewhat of a boring fight, right? Because they both got jabs, they both fight behind the jab and everything, right? They both can counter. They both can fight on the outside. If it's gonna be one of those type of fights, I can see it being a bit slow. I can see it being a bit of a chess match. And if it's that kind of fight, then I can see how Kenneth can outscore him to a points decision. Um, Not saying Kenneth can't scrap, and we saw in the Duarte fight, he held his own against Duarte. It just wasn't enough, but he held his own against Duarte when Duarte had him on the ropes. Duarte landed some bombs. But at the end of the day, I'm like, Arnold Barbosa, he's been in there way tougher. Like every fight for him has been a tough fight. I like the experience. I like the way he pushed himself to beat uh what's this guy name? He beat to get the title shot. What was the title shot? I was just talking about him last night. Jack Catterall. I like the way he finished that fight. The Jack Catterall win was very impressive. I mean, he really didn't have anything for Tio, but I think Tio's ability is better than what Kenneth Sims has to offer. I think Kenneth is decent. I think he's a good boxer. He has a little slickness to him. He got some good hand speed. Got a very good jab. I think he's good, but neither one of them to me really do anything that sets themselves apart from the opponent. You know what I mean? I think they're both solid. Um, you know what I mean? I think they're both contender, you know. I mean, I know Barbosa won the title. Um, but I still believe like I don't really think he's that good. You know what I mean? Um, I just don't. I don't think neither one of them is really that good. It's really hard to call that one. I'm still trying to think of where I put my money on that one. I believe this fight is in LA too. I know it's on the West Coast. So Arnold Barbosa, the crowd is gonna be behind them. The judges probably gonna be behind them if it's a close fight. Um, no, nah, wait, where's this? Where's this fight? Oh, it's not in LA. It's in Anaheim, but it's in Cali. You know what I'm saying? It's a Golden Boy promotions card. I mean, I'm seeing it. I'm thinking if it's a close fight, I got, I would. Now I'm gonna wait until later, bro. Give me like another hour. Take this break. We go live again. I'll tell you where I'm gonna put my money on if I do put my money on that fight. That's a close one. But for this fight, I think you got to either go Cacace stoppage or Dickens money line, just in case Cacace is not the same. Just in case, coming off that injury, fighting a southpaw, you got to go either way. Either way is a good bet to me. But I'm going with Cacace by stoppage. All right. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so the main event is about to begin. We're just waiting for the fighters to come out. And yeah, so who do you guys got? Let me know in the comments. Ralph, you got Cacace. Okay. What do you guys got on this? All right, Cacace, Dickens. What do you guys got on this one? Do you think Dickens is gonna pull off the upset? This is for the title too. This is for the is this the IBF strap? Let me see. Is it IBF or the WBA? I don't see it. I don't see it in the oh, it's the WBA. So if I don't see it in BoxRec, it gotta be the WBA. It's WBA. Yeah, Dickens is on a roll right now for real. And a couple of those fights, especially the Zelfa Barrett fight, he was, he was an underdog. But I don't know. He be getting stopped, bro. I don't know. I mean, I don't trust. I was again like we banking on for me, in my opinion, I think it's if Kakachi wasn't coming off an injury, I would definitely pick him with confidence for sure. But him coming off an injury and being out for a year, and I've never seen him fight a southpaw before, at least at the high level. That's the one that's what makes this fight a little tricky, you know. So Kakachi's coming out now. Card later is gonna be pretty good. Uh you got Gabriella Fondora coming out. I mean, I think she's the best. I think she's one of the best women to watch right now. I know a lot of people don't like women's boxing on here, but she's the best to watch. She's one of the best to watch right now. Entertainment, she's a beast. She's a beast. For real. Um, who else is on there? I said Collazo fight should be good. He's on there. They got JoJo Diaz fighting Alexis Rose. Yo, JoJo Diaz, like what weight he fight at, bro? My man be fighting at like he legit should be a lightweight. Now he's fighting a welterweight. So he went from I mean, I didn't even like when he was fighting at 140, but he fought Regis Prograde. And I just don't think Alexis Rocha is ever gonna be it. I think he's always just gonna be like a gatekeeper type of fighter at welterweight, or a guy that is, if you're coming off a loss, you know what I mean? Like that's a good tune up for a top fighter at 147. Like I don't think Lexus Roach is ever gonna really be that dude. Him fighting Jojo Diaz. I mean, at this point, Jojo, and then he be getting in these close fights, and he never gets a decision in the close ones. Ever. But stylistically, I guess it's a pretty good fight. I like JoJo. I don't want to come off like I'm a hater or anything. I like JoJo Diaz, but I just seriously believe that he shouldn't be fighting anybody above 140. I think he should really be a lightweight for real. All right, so both fighters are in the ring. Dickens is in the ring. Kakachi is in the ring. Let's get it. Dickens look fired up. Yeah, I'm going with Kakachi. I'm sticking. I'm going with him, man. Gotta go with the dude. And I hope he wins too, because I think I think his fights with the other champions would be better. You know, I would love to see his fight with Emmanuel Navarrete. I would love to see that fight. I want to see that fight. That's the fight to make right there. Stylistically, you know, and of course, I believe Ashaki Foster is the best at 130. But I think the funnest fight to watch is Cacace and Navarrete. That's the fight right there. That's the fight at 130 right there to make. And that would be a unification if Cacace is to win tonight. Cacace looks fired up. He looks ready to go. I wish the fight between him and Raymond Ford happened. That was a fight that was supposed to happen last year. But that the back injury is what pulled him out of the fight. What's up, Roland Curtis? Was good. What's up, Aaron? Anybody in here got Dickens winning this fight? I didn't see one of y'all. I didn't see anybody. Who's the other champion at this division? You got Foster, you got Kakachi. Who's the other champion? Foster, Kakachi, Navarrete. Oh, Navarrete is unified now, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Kakachi could win. He got different ways he could win. He could use that reach, or he can just slug it out. I got Foster beating both. I think Foster beats Kakachi and Navarrete. But I think Kakachi. I actually think stylistically, Kakachi will be a more difficult fight for Foster. Yeah, nobody got Dickens winning this shit. No, I didn't hear that, Bill. I didn't hear that. Nah, you don't gotta apologize. Yo, did y'all see? I mean, I know y'all that was here saw that fight. I'm talking about for the people that wasn't here last night on the Pro Box. That main event was fire. I actually watched some of it again this morning. I we the fight just started, round one. Dickens came straight towards him. Dickens is already in range. Looks like he's already in striking range here. I think Dickens is going to do decent in the first early rounds, to be honest. Dickens landed a shot to the body. It's funny because Kakachi's resume is very deceiving because he doesn't have his KO ratio is so low, but he's knocked out two of the out of the three best guys he's fought. Not much action yet. Still filling each other out. Dickens landed a few jabs to the body so far. Kachi lands a jab to the body. Halfway through the first. This kind of fight is where Jazz is going to have some success. Has that speed. He changes levels really, really good. He's been investing all to the body. Most of the shots he's landing is to the body. Jazz's in and out game has been on point so far in this first round. Being real slippery in there. Kakachi landed right to the body. A lot of feints, a lot of level changing from Dickens. I can just see Jazz and Dickens getting tired of this, though. All of this movement, all this feinting. Good jab from Kakachi. He landed a couple good jabs recently. Dickens, another jab to the body lands. And he charges in, but Kakachi catches him with a check left hook. Close round. Close round. Close round. I think Dickens was a little bit more consistent. I think Kakachi ended the round better, though. Going to score this one. Yeah, Pro Box was cooking last night, yo. That card was great, especially that last fight. That last fight was so good, man. Definitely one of the best ones, if not the best ones this year so far. You got Kakachi by 7-12. Okay. What's up, Clarence? All right, round two. I gave the first to Dickens, edged it. That could be a 10-10 round. Dickens has touched him to the body. I don't know, I mean, he's been investing to the body. I don't know if it's gonna have much effect, but it could, especially if he's coming off a back injury. Jazz's level changing and feints is throwing off Kakachi a little. Nice counter left hand from Jazza. Not much from Kakachi this round. Jazza is still invested to the body for the most part. Very chess match type of fight so far. Dickens is having a good round so far, though, halfway through. Jab is constant from Dickens. Kakachi has that long reach, but he hasn't really been able to use it here because Dickens has been in striking distance all fight. He's very close in range. Another jab to the body. Right hand lands to the body from Cacace. Another jab to the body from Dickens. Kachi looks very stiff so far. Oh, okay. Dickens caught him with a right hook. Good right hook. Best shot of the fight so far. Kakachi is too busy trying to counter, and he can't get his timing down. Katie Taylor's in the building. So I think Davino moves up. He can take over the division. Davino beats Carrington in every 126 pounder. Davino versus Espinoza is the fight to make. Oh, okay. You met Navarrete. Yeah, that would be a good fight. That would be a good fight. I would like to see him unify though, but I do think he would beat everybody at the division right now. I still think he's the best at 126. Yeah, Kakachi has been focused on countering, and he can't get the timing down with Dickens. And Dickens is not. He's in range. He's not really using his range at all. Dickens is slipping everything he's throwing. This is not the fight. This is not the kind of fight Carl Frampton gave Kakachi the first round. This is not the kind of fight that Kakachi really wants because Dickens is better at this kind of game, but it's still very early. You know what I mean? Dickens might slow down and Kakachi is going to pick up the pace. Kakachi just switched southpaw. I think one. I think the first round, I gave it to Dickens, but I think it can go either way. The first round, Dickens won the first half of it. Kakachi closed out stronger. The second round was definitely a Dickens round, though. Kakachi keeps switching here because he's just trying to figure out. Oh, he got caught with an overhand left from Dickens while being in southpaw position. 50 seconds to go in the third. Still think Dickens is continuing off what he was doing in the last round, still going to the body and catching Kakachi up top here and there. Kachi goes for the right hand, but that was blocked by Dickens. Oh, oh, Kakachi caught him, but he didn't hurt Jazza. He didn't hurt him, but he caught him with a left hook. Timing was on point for that, but Jazza caught him back and pushed him back. That looked like the shot that Kakachi was waiting for, but he just didn't have enough on it to hurt Dickens. Definitely one of the best punch, at least the best punch he's landed in this entire fight. There was a nice little exchange at the end between both. But I think Dickens got the round again. That was a nice left hook from Cacace. Dickens took that shot well. So we in round 4. I have it 3-0 for Dickens so far. It could be 2-1. But 3-0 for me. Kachi's not doing enough jabs. I thought his volume is extremely low. Again, he's still fighting as he's waiting for the counter. He's waiting to capitalize. Yep, he just shot the check left hook. Just about to say. He's trying to catch Jazz charging in. But now I could notice in this round here that Kakachi's staying out of range a little better. But Dickens is still giving him trouble with the level changing like he was earlier. The feints and the level changing is throwing off Kakachi's timing. But he's still relying on the counter more so than pushing an action. He's probably going to do that later in the fight. But for now, it's been a straight up chess match between the two. Halfway through the 4th, very slow round so far. Jazza just landed a left to the body. He's still been connecting to the body, but not much between the two in this 4th round here. Fight's kind of boring. This round is like a dead round here. It feels like the first round. Kakachi's on the back foot too. Oh, 30 seconds to go. Still not much action outside of Jazza throwing a jab or two to the body. Kakachi keeps trying to figure out what's going to work. Starting to push forward a little bit here, but Jazz is still connecting to the body. He landed another left and now a jab to the body. And we're closing out the 4th round. I think Dickens won this round again. Kashi keeps smiling at him at the end of each round. We're waiting for you to let your hands go. It's like a sparring match so far. What's up, Tao? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody in the chat, man? Please, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up for me. Do me that favor real quick. hit the thumbs up, smash the like button for me real quick. If you are new, subscribe, hit the subscribe button. We just ended the fourth. We're about to start the fifth right now. I wonder what they're instructing Cacace to do in this corner. I couldn't hear it. They had the cameras on them, but I couldn't hear what they were saying. All right, round 5. Oh, nice right and swivel jab lands for Cacace. He's starting very aggressive. Now he's coming forward, throwing combination, and dazn Dickens is forced to hold. Carl Frampton unofficially has it 2-2. All right. I don't agree with that, but it is what it is. Cacace is now fighting his fight. Okay, now he's coming straight rights, right hand, hook. Dickens is in trouble. He's hurt already. He's hurt. And he's trying to square up and swing wild hooks. But Cacace, and he's forced to hold. Ref try to break him, warned Cacace for still throwing while he was trying to hold it. But dazn Dickens has been hurt twice already. Cacace is fighting this fight now. This is the guy we know of. No more boxing. He's coming straight at him. Combinations, uppercut. dazn Dickens is just, he lands a left hook on Cacace. All right, y'all, the fight just started. Cacace's doing everything now. He's switching. He's going to southpaws. He's using his jab. He's throwing uppercuts. Yeah, he's having a great round. All right, minute 20 to left. Again, another right followed by a swivel jab, and he's connected about 3-4 times in this round alone, and that's been really bothering dazn Dickens here. Ref keeps getting involved, saying that the head, he's telling Dickens to watch out for the head. Cacace got to keep his hands up. dazn has been catching him about 3-4 hooks in this round in these exchanges. $40 seconds to go on the fifth. Another right followed by a left. That 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 is what is on the money with Cacace, and he's landing a couple of uppercuts. Dickens has been fighting out of a high guard since early in this round. Oh, another one. 2-1 again. But he hooked it that time. Round's coming to a close. Best round for Cacace. Clear round for Cacace. So Carl Frampton has it 2-2. I think the first round could have gone either way. I think 2-4 was definitely Dickens. Like Cacace wasn't really doing much of anything, and I don't think dazn was doing much, but he was consistently scoring to the body. Whereas Cacace will land a good shot here and there, but I just can't see how you give rounds 2-4 to, you know, I can't see how you could give 2 rounds to Cacace between those 3. But the 5th round was a clear Cacace round. So now Dickens comes out fired up, shoots right at Cacace. They didn't catch him, but he's back to he's in striking range again. Yeah, exactly. The commentaries are saying that he's gonna let Cacace, he wants to let Cacace know that he's all right. He's still in the fight. and he's coming out in range. But we know what the fight needs. I mean, it seems to me the slower the pace, the better it is for Jazza Dickens, depending on how the judges are looking at it. But Kakachi, he needs to open up. He needs to throw combinations. He needs to overwhelm Dickens. This slow pace fight is not really his fight. The only problem is with Kakachi is this: his hands are always low, and he doesn't move his head. So Dickens, in between these exchanges, has thrown some good hooks and caught him with some good hooks in between the exchanges. Kachi lands a right to the body. Not as aggressive as he was last round, but he's letting his hands go a little bit more than what we've seen. Another jab, a jab and a left hand lands to the body. Dickens is being very aggressive. He's winning this round so far, but it's close. Yeah, I know Jazza is already nose is already crooked, but it looks like his nose is starting to get a little damaged from this fight. Some of those right hands. Another right hand from Kakachi lands 40 seconds ago. Kakachi lands a right to the body, but Dickens counter him with a left hand. Not much jabs from Kakachi. All that length and range, and he doesn't use it. Dickens has been consistent, landing jabs to the body still. 20 seconds to go in the six. Jazza tried to loop a big left, sweeping left hook, but missed the target. We're closing out this round. Jazza being very physical here. It's a close round. I would probably have to give it to Dickens just by a barely, barely. Kakachi, that was we saw in the fifth, wasn't didn't show up for that round. Dickens came out very aggressive, was very consistent to the body. He was the one coming forward. I think Dickens is winning the fight right now. I think he's winning the fight. I think Kakachi had the best round in the fifth, but I think Dickens is winning the fight. I just think he's more consistent. He has not stopped landing to the body, and Kakachi is just not throwing enough. All right, he has a lot of tools, but he's not throwing enough punches to me. All right, we're going into round 7 now. Carl Frampton unofficially has it 4-2 for Kakachi. I'm sorry for wow, he has it 4-2 for Kakachi. All right. I mean, we see it totally different. I don't think Kakachi is doing enough. Kakachi's coming forward a little bit, has Dickens on the back foot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's 4-2 Kakachi. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, good right hand to the body from Kakachi landed. Dickens is coming forward again. Where's the Cacace from the fifth round? Where did he go? Haven't seen much explosiveness from him this fight, just the fifth round. Not much from both this round, though. No one is winning. We got a minute to go in the seventh. I don't really feel anyone's done enough in this round to claim the round yet. Kachi landed another right to the body. We getting Kakachi to get Jazza Dickens is biting off some of those feints now. Kachi lands a right hand and another one. I'm sorry, Kakachi's using that jab a little bit more on this round. Dickens is doing a lot of movement, not doing enough this round. Looks like Kakachi took control of this round here. It was kind of slow, but nice little exchange from both. Kakachi landing a right, and Dickens countered with a jab. I have to get that one to Kakachi. Still don't think he's doing enough, but he definitely did enough to win that round, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree, Aaron. I think the commentary is always biased over there. Like you absolutely know who they want to win by listening. The amount of influence that they have on the viewers is crazy. You know, and I don't think the rounds have been that hard to score. You know, all right, we on the round 8. Kachi comes out fast, throws a 2-1 right out the gate. Uppercut from Kakachi, but that was blocked. That one was blocked. He tried to catch Jazza on his way in. Another 2-1. That swivel jab has been on the money all night. I can see some damage in Jazz's face, a little swelling underneath the eye. Not much, but a little bit. He's rhythm stepping. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you notice Jazza, he does the same feint the same way over. He does 2-1-2 feint, 1-2 feint, 1-2 feint. Like, and I think Kakachi probably notices it, and I think this is why he's trying to land the counter. You know, he's trying to catch him on his way in because he's doing the same rhythm with that feint or that level change. Like if you like watch Jazza when he's not throwing a punch for a little bit. Good good hook, almost didn't land that clean from Kakachi, but you can tell that's what he's aiming for. He landed it early in the fight. We're in the 8th round. I feel like Kakachi's in control of the fight now. Even though he's not throwing much, I know he's not being aggressive as we're used to seeing him. This is a high low volume fight for him, but he's still in control, I think, right now. Jazza has been he hasn't really thrown that much in the last couple rounds. Not a lot of clean punches in this eighth round. 26 seconds to go in the round. Another 2-1 lands. The swivel jab landed for Cacace. Another Cacace round, in my opinion. I mean, now that Jazz has slowed down, I think this is the point where he should be taking over. He should be taking over. Mhm. So me, this is the way I'm calling it. The first round to me was the only swing round. I gave that to Jazz Dickens. But that could go either way. Second round, Dickens, 3, Dickens, 4, Dickens, 5, Cacace, 6, Dickens, 7, Cacace, 8, Cacace. All right. So I have it 3 to 5. I can see it being 4 to 4. But somewhere around that ballpark. 3-5-4-4 is cool. Half. I mean, we're getting pretty close to the championship rounds. Oh, head clash. Head clash. I don't think it caused the cut though. Carl Frampton has it 6 rounds to 2 for Cacace. Good jab from Cacace there. Oh, oh, Jazza caught him with a good left hand, caught him off balance. Jazza is being the aggressor now. He's coming straight at him. So Charles was good, kid. Kachi with a right to the body. A lot of tying up. By the way, I haven't talked about it, but there is a lot of tying up in this fight. You know, I haven't said it too much. You know, there's periods when I've been quiet and there's either both of them are kind of posturing, both of them kind of stand in front of each other. And there's times where they're just tied up and the ref is forced to break them apart. The ref has been very active in this fight here. Feel like Jazza is pushing the action in this round. Oh, another head clash. Another head clash. And Anthony tried to complain to the ref about it, but Jazza caught him off guard. He has to keep his hands up. If the ref doesn't jump in, he has to know that he has to keep his hands up at all times. Good round for Jazza Dickens, one of his best rounds. He caught him with another straight left. Dickens is having a great round here. I mean, this is a southpaw against an orthodox fighter, you know? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I don't think these head clashes are intentional, but it's been happening, you know. Good right hand from Kakachi, but he got caught with a right hook counter from Dickens. Dickens definitely won this round. Listen, I don't, I don't know how the judges got it scored. I know how the commentary has it scored. He's bleeding. That's a cut from Kakachi's head, probably from that second headbutt. He has a cut over his right eye, closer to the center. Yeah, that headbutt was in intentional. You know, That wasn't an intentional hit, but it was more like Dickens throws a hook and pulled his head into him. But Dickens kept fighting him. Looks like this is gonna go to a decision here. We got 3 rounds to go. I don't know how these guys got it scored, but I think both fighters need to fight as if they're losing. At this point, whether you're Kakachi, whether you're Dickens, you need to fight as if you're down. I think both fighters need to do that. Both of them. You know what I mean? I don't think it's clear. I think it's close. All right. I can see, I think Dickens on my card, he's up. But I think this is one of those ones where a couple of these rounds that I gave to him could I went to Kakachi. So Kakachi is still on the back foot. Dickens is the one that's coming forward in this 10th round. Kakachi has not looked impressive in this fight outside of a couple rounds. The thing is, I watch Kakachi's feet. He beat in and out. I see what he's trying to do. You know, he's trying to step back and catch him with the hook on his way in, but he just hasn't been able to get the timing down. Dickens and his feints and his level chain, he's been real fidgety. His movement has been a little irky jerky, and I can see while the crowd thinks Kakachi could be up because every time he throws something, they cheer, and he's not landing a lot of these punches. Jazz's hands are up. He's just hitting his gloves. Dickens displayed some good defense right there. Good defense. Kakachi charged him and threw a combination, and Dickens was able to slip both. Yeah, I don't like Kakashi in this fight. He doesn't look impressive here. Doesn't look really impressive here. And I think Dickens is just doing enough to secure these rounds. Good jab from Dickens. 30 seconds to go on the 10th round. I don't think we're getting enough from Kakachi. I don't know. I think Kakachi needs to win these last rounds to make it a draw at this point. I think that was another head clash. Oh, what an ugly fight. What an ugly fight, man. But I just feel like Dickens is winning the fight, man. I think he's winning the fight. I think I just I don't like the fight, from neither. I'm not really impressed, but I think Dickens is more consistent, man. And he's been the aggressor the entire fight. Um, I think the 7th and 8th round, he kind of took off. The 5th round, he got caught by surprise. I mean, visibly, the damage is on Dickens' face. I mean, both eyes are swollen. Um, so you can look at that and base things off that. I think the only damage that Kakachi has on his face is that cut from the headbutt. Yeah, it looks like it could be a draw, but I personally don't think that Kakachi is winning these rounds. If we're being fair, Kakachi switched southpaw again. Frampton gave Kakachi that round again. Um, Frampton has it wide for Kakachi. And I'm pretty sure the judges are gonna have it closer for him. Now, Dickens has been stopped late before. He has been stopped late. Kachi's having a decent round so far. He's in control in my opinion so far in this 11th round. We're only 1 minute in though. I believe both guys need to do whatever they have left. Whatever they have left, they got to put it all out there. What's up, Armando? What's good? Good right hand from Cacace right through the middle of that guard, halfway through the 11th. Cacace comes back again with that 2-1. Oh, he connects with a looping right hand. Dickens has been taking his power very well in this fight. Yeah, as I look at Kakachi's face, I mean, his face is clean. Outside of that cut from the headbutt, his face is clean. What's up, country? 30 seconds to go. You got Kakachi. A lot of lateral movement here in his closing seconds. Jazz just caught him with a check right hook. Very close round. Another really close round. I feel like Kakachi was winning this round. Jazz has won that last minute of the round. But I think Kakachi probably did a little bit more earlier in that round. Close round. That's probably the closest round, in my opinion, since the first. All right. But close for Kakachi for me. Close round, though. Swing round, in my opinion. How do you guys got a score? Do you guys got a scorecard? How do you guys got a score so far? I don't know, man. I don't see a stoppage because I don't the way that Kakachi has been fighting here. He hasn't really been throwing anything. He's not fighting someone that he's slugging it out with. He's just not fighting that kind of fight. What we see in the Joe Cordina fight, the Warrington fight, the Lee Wood fight, I'm not seeing that version of him here. Kachi's showing too much sportsmanship too in the fight. Jazza Dickens seems pissed off. He's not playing around. He just threw a monstrous overhand left. Jazza Dickens is fighting like he's losing. He's fighting. He's the one that's fighting like he needs to win, like he's not the champion. Good straight left from Dickens land. Kakachi caught him with a right, two rights and a left. He's catching Dickens as he's charging in. Pranton's giving all around to Kakachi. He's giving all the rounds to Kakachi. Oh, Kakachi hurt him. Oh no, he hit him with a right hand. It just made him go off balance. Kakachi's having a good round. He's catching Dickens recklessly charging it. He's making him pay for it in this round. Dickens is coming in with he's throwing haymakers in this round. Dickens is fighting as if he needs the knockout, but he's doing it recklessly. Cacace is taking advantage of that in this fight, in this round. Halfway through the 12th. Another right hand lands for Cacace. He goes down, but it's a slip. Dickens is just recklessly charging in. Dickens is taking a lot of punishment here for reckless. I get it. He's trying to win, though. I feel him. He's trying to secure the win because they probably feel like they're down. Another right cross from Cacace. This is probably Cacace's best round. This is the cleanest he's landed in the whole fight consistently. The whole fight. This round here. He's catching them with everything. Everything he was trying to catch him with early, he's catching them now with it. Jazz has gone back to just fainting. All right, we're gonna get a decision. Good overhand left from Dickens landed, but that's like the only good shot he really landed this round. All right, fight's over, y'all. I think they're gonna give it to Cacace. I scored at 7-5 for Dickens, but there's a couple swing rounds in there that I gave him. You know, there's the crowd is too into Cacace. I just can't see them not giving it to him. You know, but Carl Frampton is bugging. Yeah, it was kind of boring. Country Road is I made a video on that. If you could look at down a few videos back, not a live video, but I basically break down Zuffa and give you my opinion of it. But my stance has always been it's gonna take time to tell whether or not it's good or bad for boxing. You know what I mean? There's no way that I can answer that because it's still new and we just gotta wait and see. They're playing by a different set of rules. And we just gotta wait and see. You know, think there's some changes that need to be made in boxing, especially with the sanctioning bodies. But I don't know if it's going to be good for boxing or not. We just got to wait and see. All right, guys. So who do you guys got winning? Before they say the scorecards, who do you guys got winning the fight? And remember, I will be right back on live after this fight is over and they give us the scorecards. I will be back on in another hour to cover the other card on the zone with Arnold Barbosa and Kenneth Sims Jr. All right, so we're just going to take an hour break and I'll be right back to cover that card. Remember, Jazza is the champion here. Okay, he's the one that's defending the title. Even though Cacace should still be a champion, you know, but he was stripped by the IBF. Here we go. Judge Olena Pomivato scores it 115 to 113. 115, 113. Judge Jan Christensen scores it 116 to 112. 116, 112. Judge Giuseppe Portaro 116, 113. Yeah, no. They gave it to Cacace. Cacace got it. I knew they weren't giving it to Dickens. I knew they weren't going to give it to him. I'm glad I didn't hear 117 or 118 scorecard like Carl Frampton. But I still think, think could have been a draw. I don't really think neither one of them looked impressive in that fight. But I'm not shocked at the outcome. Yeah, I gave it to Dickens in my opinion. My score. I had a 7-5 Dickens. With a 7-5 or a draw. With the one swing round that I had. But it is what it is. All right, guys, listen, I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm not gonna wait. We're gonna be back in 1 hour. Okay, for the other card. All right, so we'll be back in 1 hour. So yeah, I'm just gonna get some food, and I'll see you guys in a bit, man. Thanks for joining us, man. Please hit that like button on your way out. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys soon. All right, Aaron, that's great news. All right, that's great news. But smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.